Legislative Update by James R. Vail. A thumbnail, shoulder-length photo of Jim Vail in a serious pose accompanies his legislative update. Jim's attire is the standard, previously described, long-sleeved dress shirt highlighted by the design of the BVA logo in the front of the shirt just below the left shoulder. There is no photo caption. The content of Jim's update begins thus. Help drive the Renewable Auto Grant. The law under Title 38 of the Code of Federal Regulations, Section 3.808, allows veterans with qualifying service-connected conditions to receive a one-time grant to help pay for the purchase of a vehicle. The qualifying conditions include the loss or permanent loss of use of one or both feet, loss or permanent loss of use of one or both hands, permanent vision impairment in both eyes to a certain degree, severe burn injuries, or diagnosis of amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, ALS. The current grant program is $21,488 and is adjusted annually on October 1 by a cost of living allowance, COLA. Some may ask, why does a blinded veteran need a car if he or she is unable to drive? Often there is a family member, such as a spouse, who can drive the veteran. Having a vehicle increases access by removing transportation barriers to employment and essential services such as groceries and health care. The VA Auto Grant makes a big difference for blinded veterans who reside in rural areas where public transit is sparse or even non-existent. Title 38 allows for adaptive equipment such as hand controls for a veteran who lost a lower limb every 2 years. But the auto grant is a one-time grant. Vehicles, especially adaptive cars, are perishable and wear out, often well before 250,000 miles. It does not make sense to have the adaptations without the car. Too many disabled veterans are now facing this precarious situation of having a worn-out adaptive car and need help to continue their mobility and independence. Following in the footsteps of the Special Adaptive Housing SAH grant, which is now renewable after 10 years with restrictions, momentum is building for a renewable auto grant. BVA appreciates the support of Senator Susan Collins, R., Maine, who introduced S-444, the Auto for Veterans Act, authorizing VA to provide eligible veterans with an additional auto grant after 10 years from the previous grant. BVA also appreciates the bipartisan support from co-sponsors Senators Joe Manchin, D., West Virginia, John Boozman, R., Arkansas, Roy Blunt, R., Missouri, Margaret Wood Hassan, D., New Hampshire, Shelley Moore Capito, R., West Virginia, Christopher Coons, D., Delaware, Rob Portman, R., Ohio, and Tammy Baldwin, D., Wisconsin. There is also a corresponding bill in the House of Representatives, H.R. 1361, the Auto for Veterans Act, introduced by Representative Daniel Muser, R., Pennsylvania, 9. At press time, H.R. 1361 had 23 co-sponsors. We are equally grateful for this level of support in the House. The auto grant bills also have broad support from the Veterans Service Organization, VSO, community, including the American Legion and the VSOs that make up the independent budget, Disabled American Veterans, Paralyzed Veterans of America, and Veterans of Foreign Wars. We are optimistic about these bills passing and ask for your support. You can help make this happen by educating your members of Congress regarding the importance of these bills to blinded veterans and their families. Knowing the benefits, many of them will likely then support and/or co-sponsor the Auto for Veterans Act, S-444 or H.R. 1361, as applicable. Together, we can help drive these bills across the finish line.